Very long overdue video. I feel like this is probably something most people should have done. But you know what? I'll be the one to do it, you know? So Goku and Frieza is by far, well, I can't necessarily say by far. I think Goku and Frieza is the hardest fight in the game because all of the things he can do to you. Now we're gonna just start off like baseline. I actually want to start at the top, like the most relevant, hardest, and difficult fights, and then work our way down to the less relevant fights, right? I think it just makes sense because we pretty much know the order. I'm just explaining why these fights are so goddamn difficult and so goddamn hard, right? And if you run the best teams in the game, every event's gonna feel easy. Oh, no wonder Double Beast Gohan just comes in this event and stomps. Oh, no wonder you got the new worldwide download celebration units. You sort of just casually stomp this shit, right? It's more about majority of the categories going and heading up against Goku and Frieza. There are certain categories that literally cannot beat this event. That's crazy. Like, there are certain categories that just 100% you cannot win, versus Goku and Frieza. It's not possible because of the damage threshold. You can't even get above 10 million with certain categories, right? But let's start off with Golden Frieza, Angel, and Ultimate Gohan, right? This is his stats. The fact that this part of the fight is so easy actually makes it more difficult. Now, I know that sounds stupid. Like, what the hell are you talking about? You're talking, what? That makes no sense. If it's so easy, why would it be different? It's because you go from phase one, you've got to get extremely lucky to not kill him, right? You got to get pretty damn lucky, or you've got to try so absolutely hard not to get 18 key supers, or, to just avoid supering, right? To not kill him in one turn. And for you to not really be able to build up and we get, to MVP 17, which we'll talk about, can be really difficult. But this phase of the fight is very easy. 30 million HP back then was a lot of fucking HP. I can't make this up. 30 million HP used to be like, oh my god, like, this is so much. But now motherfuckers is doing 30 million crits, right? Tech LR Broly is destroying this kid, right? Well, I guess it would be turn 4, so not necessarily. But you get what I'm trying to say, right? So the damage reduction doesn't really matter because his HP and defenses are so low, right? He does lower attack, but he doesn't lower defense, so that's always a good thing. Always a good thing. So this is not really an issue. Like, of course, each turn that pass, like, they've been doing this for a couple of months now, where they're giving these bosses passive skill type buffs, right? So each turn passes, he gains an additional attack, additional defense, and it says deals 10,000 damage to the enemy every turn. Oh, and yes, this is another thing that they do nowadays, right? Some bosses like that. There was in the Kid Buu Red Zone, right? I don't remember which fight specifically, but it was like a 5-phase fight, and each turn he would literally chip off your health, right? And it'll catch up. Like, I think he takes more than 10%. I think he takes like 20% HP per turn or something crazy like that. But for this turn to be so easy, and then Android 17 can just lock your units, is fucking ridiculous. He's twice the man that Gohan is, right? Look at his stats. Look at these stats. I mean, the attack isn't so huge, but his super attack, his normals aren't that big, but his super attack, 1.6 million, and he does raise attack and defense as well each turn that passes. I'm not quite sure. Does he raise attack on super? I know some of these opponents do. Like this Goku and Frieza right here. I think that's literally the only reason why a lot of people don't like him, is because he locks. Nobody likes a locking boss. I'm just gonna tell you this right now, because you no longer are in control. So that halts. Let's say you've got STR Vegito and you want to keep him on rotation, but he locks you in slot 3. Now you gotta wait an extra turn. Or same with Tech Gogeta. You get Tech Gogeta, and you think you're about to just rotate him off just so you can transform him immediately, but you get locked in slot 1, right? Or you get locked. And no, but you'll always get MVP 17 at turn 2. Maybe, it's better to say this. Maybe you got Tech Gogeta, right? In the third slot. So the opening phase, he's on MVP 17, and you're not able to rotate him off, right? Or he locks you, and now he's forcing you to rotate him off. Now you gotta wait an extra turn to transform into, you know, the best unit in the game, Gogeta, right? The almighty. We might as well just give that nigga that name. I'm black, so it doesn't matter. I can say it. You might as well just call him Almighty, right? He's just insane. I think Golden Frieza, Angel, and Android number 17 is actually more difficult than the final phase. The final phase is just more annoying because of the damage threshold. Now, you can make the argument that the last phase is harder, though, because you do need to be above that 10 million HP threshold, right? Or damage threshold, right? So the argument really is, like, if you're bringing, like, you're capped. This is a capped event. Like, I guess Red Zone Broly, like, the day Red Zone Broly dropped, like, he just completely washed the entire game. Like, it was so difficult to beat him. But I think this event is actually scary because it gaps certain categories. It literally, with certain categories, you cannot win. Imagine they drop the Otherworld Warrior. Like, we've got Gogeta, right? Imagine they drop a Otherworld Warrior mission for this event. Nobody's completing it. Nobody in the Dokkan community with items can complete Otherworld Warriors, right? Nobody will be able to do it. Otherworld Warriors is garbage, trash. It has Tech Gogeta on the team. It has a Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku on the team, and those are like the main two hitters, right? And you know everybody has to be a hitter to go in this event, right? So the thing with Golden Frieza in 17, right? HP 100 million, good amount of a respectable amount, but his normals do damn near 1 million, right? Each turn that passes, he gets stronger. So he's doing, this is his super right here. I'll highlight it for you. This right here. So this is his base damage when he supers, right? But when he supers, he gets a massive jump attack buff, right? He does have a massive cooldown, which is really good. Cooldown of 9. So once you get the super attack, it's not like he's gonna immediately super attack you on a knife count. It's that they have to at least go 9 counts without supering. So it could be, he could super on his 13th attack again, or 14th, or it could be right away, right? And the thing with this phase is that you have to finish him off fast. Like, this is not someone you can play around with, like, because he rapidly picks up the pace, right? And he could go on forever, right? You really want to get him out in 3 rotations. Like, if you get him out in 3 rotations, you've had enough time to build up as well as build up. Everybody should, you know, be full circle, full round, right? You should have your setup all together. You've had 3 rotations to get everything back in order, because MVP 17, he likes to lock. That's his favorite thing to do. And then we've got Goku and Frieza, which has the same amount of HP as them, right? It just doesn't feel that way because most of the time you're seeing 0 damage. His super is incredible. His defense is actually really high with 65% damage reduction, but this is just his normal attack stat right here. Those are normals, right? So remember, same with him. He has a massive, I mean massive attack buff. Like, he supers and this says 2.8 million, but it goes all the way up. For some reason, it's not, oh, it says 50% right here. So his damage goes up by 50%. %50 is scary, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you can't make that up. 50% attack raise, that's a 4 million super, isn't it? Yeah, damn, that he hits hard. Yeah, he hits hard, right? It says 100% attack up when HP is 50% or less. Reduces damage lower than 10 million to 0. Damn, bro. This is why people crown him as the hardest fight. Everything that he's doing, right, it's just too much, right? From this phase being too easy and then immediately going into a locking position, and he raises what? This is basically a 2 million super. 2.3 million, 2.4 million super right here. This when it says percentage, this is the super attack buff, right? When he supers. I didn't peep until now, but you live, you learn, right? And then the same with him. He's at the like 3.5, 3.6, 3.8 maybe, something like that. Yeah, this fight is ridiculous. Let's move on to the next fight. Okay. This is by far the most annoying fight in the game. Like, it's not a question or a debate, which is more annoying. Like, if you ask people, oh, which fight is more annoying? Bulma or Goku and Frieza? Everyone's saying Bulma. I don't know a single person who doesn't hate the Bulma event, right? And it's for a good reason, right? Because you're basically not doing anything for the first 5 rotations. Usually 5. It could be 4 because you can collect 12 rainbow orbs on the first turn, right? And then you could just bypass the second turn, right? But if you go 2 turns without 12 rainbow orbs, you're cooked. You lost, right? And then, well, I'm moving too fast, right? So Bulma Youth, 50 million HP. I mean, normals is not hitting on nothing. Defensively weak. It doesn't matter. Her like none of her and these stats don't matter at all because it's pathetic, worthless. You're not gonna die from her super, or you're not gonna die from her normals. You're losing because of the abilities that she's taking key away, or you've got to collect orbs and you've got to do supers, and it's just like, oh my god. So like you're seeing all this damage. Like, yeah, she still supers and things of that nature, but 900k, like, who's really looking out? Like, oh, watch out, 900k. Like, this is not 2018, all right? This is not 2019, right? Like, oh my god, he's at 900k. Like, oh wow, right? We're dealing with 4 million, 5 million, 6 million, 7 million, right? Damn near Bulma gets there. We're going to talk about Bulma, trust me, right? But the thing is, she seals everything. Everybody on rotation sealed. So you basically just have to bring, I'd say 2 orb changers can get the job done. Especially now, this is a bonus. Now that attempt limits are gone, woo, you could just, man, if you don't get them orbs immediately like how you like, you could just leave the event. Now, literally a week ago, you couldn't do it because you had attempt limits, and it's like, bro, I do not want to waste my attempt limit, so I'm gonna just stick through it. But now, I'm just gonna give you that PS. It's fine with me, all right? I don't care. You could do it. Yeah, I'll still watch the showcase. I don't care if you rewind 3 times. I get it, man. I get it. The orb changers, sometimes they want to be in slot 3, and it's like, damn, right? Slot 3, slot 2, like, oh damn, let's just start over. Fuck this shit. We're gonna lose anyways. We don't have our orb changers, right? So that's that. You need 12 orbs. Now, Aunt Bulma's a little bit even more annoying, right? Because she lasts for 3 turns, and you have to get 4 supers. Now, I know a lot of units have additionals in their kit nowadays, but even though they have a lot of additionals, a lot of it is like, okay, if you get the ultra attack, like with Goku, Trunks, and Gohan, you got to get the 18 key to get the 2 extra additionals, right? And then if you get the 2 extra additionals, you're get a higher chance of proccing your hidden potential additional, right? And they're all 50%. They're all high chances to super, right? So theoretically, he can get the job done by himself if he gets 18 key. But it takes luck, right? She's taking away how much key? She takes away like 9 key. Yeah, she takes away like 9 key. Yeah, it says right here, 9 key. Minus 9 key, right? And you've got to get 4 supers. So some units don't even have, additionals in their build. Like, for an example, LR Legendary Broly, right? We all love him. Some of us hate him. I'm mostly a lover over here. I think a lot of people are underrating him, but we're not going to get on that, right? He doesn't have an additional in his kit. So like if he doesn't get his 18 key, you're sort of doomed, right? It's like you've got to get everybody on rotation basically has to get their 12 key at least, and someone has to do an additional super. That's how it is. Now, like I said, there are multiple units that can carry the whole load on their back. Like another example is physical Gogeta. If you get rainbow orbs with physical Gogeta, he can do 4 supers, right? You could do the super, and then his great chance, and then his guaranteed, and then his hidden potential. Another one that can do it is like Tech Gogeta. Even Angel Goku and Angel Vegeta before transformation can get up to 4 super attacks. LR Janemba can get up to 4 super attacks. So there are units that they're releasing that can do 4 super attacks immediately, right? But then that's not it. It's okay, you're safe for that turn, but the next turn, guess what? You got to do it all over again. And then next turn, you got to do it all over again, right? And if you fail even one time, it's game over. You got to start all the way over. So this is why I think this is an annoying fight, right? But let's really talk about why this is a difficult fight, right? Okay, so let's get the Bulma, right? So Bulma Youth, 100 million HP. Solid, right? Not bad, not horrible. Attack, normals is not hitting on nothing. Damage reduction, 50%, right? Her super, 1.9 million. It says raise the attack by 10% for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to enemy. Okay, so with the machine gun of fury, you're getting a plus 10%, and then multiply this by, she's doing like, I'd say 2.7, 2.8 mil. Not the craziest, right? Not the craziest, right? I am still to this day, like, I'm not afraid of this Bulma at all. She is not a threat. She is not a problem. But here's something why it's like, it's very confusing, because most of the time I get STR Bulma, but sometimes I end up getting physical Bulma, and I'm not really sure what her condition is. So if you're somebody still watching this video, if you can let me know in the comments, like, why sometimes we get physical Bulma and why most of the times we get STR Bulma. Like, I heard Truth say something like, it's how much damage you finish her off with. Like, let's say you finish her off with like a 20 million crit, then it'll go straight to Bulma. This is just a theory. We never really like got confirmation, but then like if you do like a 3 million super attack and you finish Bulma off, it'll go to this Bulma, right? It doesn't specify. Like, it doesn't specify. I almost said specify. Like, it doesn't specify at all. Like, how to, like, I don't know. Right? We're not going to really focus too much on this Bulma. This Bulma's still pretty strong, right? 10% when she supers, right? So 10 million, 2 million plus 10%. What, that's 2.5. And then multiply that. It's around 3.5, right? I'll just give it a rough estimation of like 3.5, right? Each turn that passes, she gains an additional attack plus 50% up to 100% and defense 50% up to 100%, right? Now, if you get this fight, this is not hard. This is some easy slight work right here. But if you get to Dark God Bulma, she's a different monster. I mean, if it wasn't for stunners, like, imagine you couldn't stun Bulma. It's that simple, because even though you can attack debuff her, it only lasts for 1 turn. Oh, that's another thing about this event. When you debuff this, mofo, it's only for 1 turn, even if it's a 2-turn debuffer, right? It only lasts for 1 turn. That's another sneaky thing about this fight, right? But you know, you got Bulma Youth, right? And she's just, I think she's the hardest boss in the game. Like, I know I was talking about Frieza and MVP 17. It's literally because you can stun her. If it literally was not for stunning, and you know, the plethora of units that just have stunning in their kit nowadays, this would be a scary sight. This people would not even never run this event, right? People would never go on this event. I think people will see, like, I think the community secretly knows she's the hardest fight in the game, but we just refuse to give her the crown because it's Bulma. That's the first thing, and because of how annoying the actual fight, like, it's so annoying, right? I mean, I personally don't mind it too bad, but it's still very annoying when you're losing because you're not getting supers, right? Oh, come on. Oh, okay. Guess it just had to refresh. I guess they just dropped some info or something. I don't know what that was. But she's cold, right? Her normals do immense damage, right? Her normals, it says her normals is only 880k. That's a lie. This is a complete lie. I'm just gonna tell you this shit right now. I don't know why they're capping, saying that her normals is only 880,000. That shit is a lie. That shit is like fucking 1.8 million or something. It's something ridiculous, right? Because if this was true, there's no reason for, you know, my units to be taking damage from her normals. If this is the case, I don't know why it's saying only 880,000 normals, but trust me, it's way higher than that, right? Raise attack by 10% for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to enemy. Her super attack is, she's just a 4. I lied. She can get up to 6 million. So if you don't finish her in the first turn is around 4 million. The next turn is around 5 million, and then the third rotation, she's just maxed out. Her fully maxed out, she's hitting around 6.2, 6.3 million, right? Just go ahead and quad this up. Yeah, 100% there, 10% here from for attack. The multiplier right here, she's just a monster, and her defenses just gets ludicrous, right? So I think this is secretly the hardest fight in the game, but I don't mind putting it at number 2 just to appease people, the masses, right? Sometimes you gotta, you gotta spread the agenda a little bit, right? I mean, I think we all know Bulma's low-key like the hardest fight in the game, right? But let's move on to, the next hardest fight. All right. So, yes, I actually believe that Super Janemba is a harder fight than Cell Max, is a harder fight than Gogeta. It's a harder fight, right? It's more for the immediacy of everything, right? It's more like immediately you'll get crushed. So I'm going to actually take points off for the fact that he's only got 150 million HP. And with the strongest teams in the game, this feels like a joke event. But I double dog dare you to not run superheroes. I double dog dare you to not use worldwide download celebration units. I dare you to use anything. I mean, run a tech double Vegeta in this. You're getting screwed. Run double tech Vegeta. Or run like, I don't know, Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku's team, right? Run some of these top TUR teams and see how much difficulty you're going to have, right? Because we all know the LR teams the LRs are just so utterly broken right now. You'll hop into the event first try and be like, oh, this is just so easy. If you use anything other than the top teams in the game, which of course people are going to want to run the top teams in the game, right? Because that's like, yeah, they're the funnest units. We're just going to come in here and steamroll it. We all know Tech Vegeta is still good, right? We know Topo is still really good. We know Master Roshi is still good. Some of these top tier TURs are really good, even in today's standards, right? If you run TURs in this event, this shit is challenging as this is like, wow. I can't believe how hard this fight is, right? Now, enough with the glaze, right? Let's actually read what he's doing. He's got a decent amount of HP, right? It's not the best. It's not the worst, right? And it's immediate. So you just get the chipping away immediately, right? Attack, his defense is high. Damage reduction isn't that much, right? So causes mega colossal damage to enemy and greatly lowers defense for 1 turn. This is a 50% debuff, right? That's massive. That's huge, right? 2.8 million base super attack. Let's just multiply that by that, right? And here's the kicker, right? You can't seal him. You can't stun him. You can't debuff him, right? Randomly changes all key spheres. That's at 100%. So if you got orb changers, it doesn't matter. He's just going to respawn. He's going to just redo everything. Attack plus 50% after receiving an STR type attack. Attack plus 10% with each attack received, up to 50%. Defense minus 30% with each unarmed super attack received, no more than minus 90%. You know what's weird is that they're not talking about, what is this unfinished? Because he raises attack every other turn. So I don't think, did they not update this yet? Is this just not updated? Because each turn he gets stronger. I mean, not each turn. Every time he gets hit, he gets stronger. It's not just after receiving an STR type attack. Oh, it says with each attack received. I'm stupid, right? It's right here, right? It's right here. Here it is. And this stacks. This multiplies, right? So bro just starts heating up real quick, right? He just starts plowing everybody and everything, right? I'm actually gonna move on to let's see. Where is it? Is this the wrong? Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. I think Super Gogeta. It's a fight. It's a toss up. It's a toss up between Gogeta and Janemba, right? Because the thing with Gogeta is he's doing 4 million. I'm sort of gonna speed up this video because I'm realizing how ridiculously long this is getting, and I don't want this video to like be super long. So sorry if you're somebody who enjoys my content and you actually enjoy the longer vids, but I don't want to get it super long. It shouldn't be a super long video. But the thing with Super Gogeta and Janemba is how hard they are immediately, and the fact that they get stronger. Now, the difference between Janemba, he gets stronger the entire fight. Like, he doesn't get weaker. Super Gogeta can do a double super, turn 1, 4 million damage each. That is insane. But if you survive the first turn, he gets significantly weaker. And then the next turn, he gets even weaker and weaker. And the fifth turn, he's just absolutely garbage. Like, and it's funny because it typically takes me 4 to 5 rotations to finally get him killed. I have to drop the showcases on this kid. I'm gonna drop the video soon. Tomorrow, if not tomorrow, the next day after tomorrow. His HP, it's really his HP, y'all. Like, I like this style of fight. But come on, if they just gave us one more phase, right? I want to put them in this list in good conscience, because there's no way I can seriously say Gogeta's a hard fight, right? Like I said, I'm going to sort of speed through this part, right? But in good conscience, I cannot call Gogeta a hard fight anymore. I just can't do it. Like, I can't call this a difficult fight anymore. Like, I know he's difficult for some people, but I just... all the time you have to build up with your units, right? You have infinite time to build up your rotations, right? To let everyone stack up if it's a stacking unit, or build up, or get their passive, or transform them, or have their team protective mechanic out. It's just way too easy, like, to just beat Super Gogeta. And in one turn too. He only has 70 million HP. I can't in good conscience call Gogeta a harder fight than Janemba and Gogeta, the other Gogeta. I just can't do it anymore. Like, he has too little HP. Yes, he hits hard, but like, you'll be woefully prepared. You'll be like hella prepared, over prepared nowadays. Like, it's just too much preparedness. The thing with Janemba and Gogeta is they're not allowing you to prepare. It's okay, either you're gonna die and restart the event right now, or you're gonna survive and beat the event, right? And I think it's sort of anticlimactic, because we want to say this Gogeta fight is harder because it just feels that way. It's really the placebo. It's the fact that you're going phase after phase after phase after phase, when in reality none of that really matters, because when you get to the final phase, his final phase isn't even as hard as the first phase of Janemba or Gogeta, and you've got ample time. So anybody, like, from now on, after watching this video, if someone says which fight is harder, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta or Janemba in Super Saiyan Gogeta's fight, you let them know. You recommend this video to them, because I'm here to let you know I'm not a baiter. I fully believe that Gogeta and Janemba are, top 5 fight, right? I know I heard the truth mention it a couple of times. He's like, oh, it's not enough HP. It's not enough blah, 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 blah. But you got to understand, bro, like, this is not a hard fight anymore. Like, this is some baby shit. Like, if you get the Blue Gogeta, you've won at this point, right? Now, Super Saiyan Gogeta and Janemba can end you immediately, every time, back to back to back to back to back, right? And even with the hardest, like, the most broken teams in the game, Gogeta still, they're still putting in that pain, right? I take superheroes into this event, I'm winning every time. 9 times out of 10. I'll say 9 times out of 10. How would you get caught lacking with that team? But you can get caught lacking in the Super Saiyan Gogeta event, right? Exactly. So let's just put that debate at rest. Let's put all the, the negativity, dark haters in the back seat, because they're hating, right? My guy, this right here is difficult, right? This right here is not difficult, right? This is hard. This isn't, right? And then we've got these two right here. We've got Cell Max. I put them in here. Cell Max we don't really have to go over. We all know what Cell Max is doing. Cell Max has actually been the longest fight out of all the fights, so I don't really feel the need to cover him. I do sort of feel the need to cover level 8 boss rush though, right? This is another event where it's like, okay, you have ample time to stack up, right? Stack up, and then you get to Bojack. He locks, right? And then Janemba, he has an it phase and a physical phase. He hits decently hard. But the real problem isn't any of this. It's this guy. He has 70% damage reduction, 150 million HP. Attack. This is normals, by the way. right? And then he supers for 3 million. Multiply this, he's supering hard as fuck. Oh, he could do it twice in a turn as well, right? Now, I don't like this event because I typically always go into this event for showcases, right? And then we just end up losing. Like, people aren't going to talk about this. Like, a secret, like, honestly, I think this fight is harder than his fight. The unit I just swiped out of here, I think this fight is actually harder because of this guy. Like, you know how Gogeta can, 4 million? The difference is Gogeta's doing it turn 1. You've got ample time. But Beast Gohan is having trouble because his intro will wear off. You probably are going to try and save his active. But with how much health he has, like 150 million HP is not like a lot. But with 70% damage reduction and high defenses, hell yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. A lot of people don't really talk about him, right? You can't debuff him. You can't seal him. You can't stun him, right? You can't do any of the magical things. You've got to beat him the honest, true way. So honestly, like, I can even slide, like, honestly, I can slide it like this, yeah, so I can go Bulma or Goku and Frieza, whoever you like more, Gogeta, Janemba, Super Saiyan Broly, I don't know, Gogeta or Cell Max, but I'm definitely thinking I think this fight, just because of him, is way more difficult, right? I think this is a more difficult fight, I do. So, let me know what you think about this video. I mean, let me know who you think is the hardest fight. I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward. I think I made out a case. Like, I think after you watch this video, most people would agree with me. Like, right? Because I'm actually making valid points. I'm not just talking out of my ass, guys. Like, come on. I'm making valid points, right? I think this fight is hard, right? You could literally do all those phases just to die turn 1 to the Super Saiyan Broly, right? With some of the I keep calling it the hardest teams in the game. With some of the best teams in the game, right? You can still fall short going against this guy. And if you don't believe me, all right, go ahead. You go ahead and run the trio team. Go ahead and run Goku, Trunks, and Gohan's team in this event. And watch how he still puts that work in, right? You go ahead and run an uncontrollable power team on, right? And see how you get worked. Cell Max, yeah, I know a lot of people are like, Cell Max is getting his ass handed to him in this event, right? Cell Max, he's a fish in this event because he loses his guard, right? He's gonna lose his guard. Even Broly's gonna lose his guard because the fight just goes on. So, well, but the thing is, Broly, you're not gonna need to use his domain until you get to Janemba, right? Because Bojack is tech. So secretly, in this fight, well, I be trying to tell people Aunt Broly's a better fucking unit, but people just do not want to fucking listen. It's like people refuse to listen to me. I'm going to make this point right here, right? You don't even need to use Aunt LR, like, you don't need to use his domain until Janemba. When Cell Max, his guard's going to run out, right? Yes, he's got damage reduction. He doesn't get defense on none of his supers. And of course, you're going to try and save the active skill to go up against this AGO unit right here, right? But that only lasts for 1 turn, and you're definitely not going to kill him. And you're not killing him within 5 turns. Like, if you've got to have like an extremely powerful rotation. I'm talking about back to back to back to back, right? To defeat him in 5 rotations is insane because he has so much damage reduction with HP, right? Cell Max, yeah, he'll protect you for 1 turn, and he's getting his ass clapped. He's getting his ass clapped. Broly's gonna have the revive. You're gonna still have the guard because you're gonna wait to use the guard for him, right? I just don't see how people don't think Broly's a better fucking unit when you get to choose when you have guard and when you don't have guard, and you're still gonna have the revive, right? I just cannot fathom how people think Cell Max is better than him. I just can't fucking fathom this shit. I can't fathom it. I've never seen an underrated unit like Aunt Broly ever. Like, somehow choosing to have guard is worse than losing your guard. Having I'm talking about 2 immense chances to get 100% extra defenses on super, right? Cell Max doesn't even get defense on super. He doesn't even get defense on super. He doesn't choose when to get his guard, and Broly has the revive. I just can't. I don't know. I'm ending this video. Someone let me know what like, how do you think, why do you think? I'm just getting away.